It seems like every other week, the fighting game community gets into a big debate on whether or not motion inputs for special moves is a good or bad thing for the genre. And personally, I think a lot of the discussions lack a lot of nuance and fail to realize that each and every fighting game is designed from the ground up to suit the game's very own unique control style and mechanics, so there's no one real answer. But if I had to choose one or the other, I would prefer motion inputs in my fighting games. Like, actual motion inputs. I want to swing my fist in the air when I do a volcanic viper. Okay. Jokes aside, what you're looking at is Guilty Gear Accent Core for the Wii. Not to date myself too hard, but this was actually the very first Guilty Gear that I played back when it came out in 2009. It's actually a pretty good port, and has everything you'd expect from the original Accent Core, but its main gimmick is the fact that if you play with the Wiimote and Nunchuck, the game has motion controls, which is as terrible as you could probably already imagine. It works like this. The D-pad on top of the Wiimote are your main 4 buttons, with left being punch, down being kick, up is slash, and right is heavy slash, and then the A button is dust. But that's boring. Why would you want the precision of a button when you could lightly swing the nunchuck for a punch, or swing it wildly for a kick, and then follow that up with a light swing of the Wiimote for a slash, or a flail of the Wiimote for a heavy slash? You could probably guess, but the motion controls aren't the most intuitive, and the gestures that take rapid movements can be lost and hard to pull off. Hitting slash on the heavy slash is a lot harder and takes way more nuance than it really should. But more interesting than waggling out normals is waggling out special moves. With a simple flick of the Wiimote or Nunchuck while holding the C or Z button, you can instantly perform a character's special move. The motion itself doesn't matter, so no fireball motions to perform a gun flame. Just hold down a button and start waving your hands like crazy. This does include moves like the Potemkin Buster, so you can instantly grab your opponent at a literal flick of the wrist. But most insane of all is that waggling out special moves ignores charge times for characters with special moves requiring you to hold down or back, so you can really spam Dolphin to your heart's content. Or, you could hold B and swing your arms like a bad man to do force breaks, so you can shoot insanely fast billiard balls without having to charge with Venom. And of course, you can instantly waggle some supers out too by holding down both C and Z and moving either the Wiimote or Nunchuck. I'd be lying if I said the double X super pause didn't make doing a simple combo made out of a bunch of waggles feel stupid good to pull off when ending it with a super. Plus, charge supers get to ignore the charge time too, so you can do cool dumb stuff like this. And finally, you can perform a motion instant kill. Hold Z and B at the same time, and thrust the Wiimote and Nunchuck together to go into instant kill mode, and then repeat the movement to execute it. Air guitars, not required. Anyone who's played classic Guilty Gear knows that the game is pretty hard execution wise, so add goofy motion controls into the mix, and the game becomes a nightmare to control. So sadly, I couldn't pull off anything insane, because I'm sure the motion controls allow you to break some rules and perform some incredible stuff. Hopefully some madman can watch this and get inspired to pull some crazy Johnny stuff, or control Zato and Eddie like a god with the Wiimote. Also, Guilty Gear Accent Core for the Wii is worried about your health, so after every motion-filled match, a little calorie counter shows up to tell you how many accent calories were burned. And just for future reference, doing 49 soul DPs apparently burns 85.2 accent calories. I have a lot of nostalgia for this game, because I have fond memories of my friends and I trying to waggle out instant kills on each other in between our sessions of Mugen, where we had to play against each other while sharing one keyboard. What I'm trying to get at is that while it's dumb and not a good way to play this game, it's still a way to play this game, and it led me to falling in love with Guilty Gear as a series. It's gimmicky, but the genre could use more dumb stuff like it in my opinion. Thanks for watching.